Hello everyone and welcome to the inaugural episode of 10 Minute Modules. In this series we're going to be taking a look at various modules in Katane and figuring out how to solve them from both the expert and diffuser perspectives and doing it in 10 minutes or less. With how many modules are in the marketplace at this point, tutorial videos can be fairly time consuming. Although this might not be as complete a solution as the longer videos, I'm hoping to give you a basic overview of how these solutions can help you solve it. To get started, let's look at lion's share. All right, so the requirements for lion's share are quite low. You'll need minimal edge work to solve this module as an expert. Your diffuser will need to provide you with both the lit indicators on the bomb as well as the serial number, both of which are usually provided at the very beginning of your bomb. Now that we know what edge work is required to solve this module, your role as the diffuser is quite simple for lion's share. To begin, you'll need to include three core pieces of information to your expert. First, you'll need to read out each of the lion's names on the module. You'll need to include which lion's name has a red background, in this example, Nala. And you'll also need to include what year the module is in, which is located in the top right corner, and in this case, it is 13. Let's now take a look at the experting side for lion's share. To get started, we're going to pull open some elements on the manual page that you're going to need to use. And your ultimate objective here is to calculate how much entitlement each of the lions on your module has, which would add up to 100%, divide it amongst them, and provide that to your diffuser. To do that, we're going to have to calculate what their base entitlement is and then apply some bonuses. To get started, locate the chart on the left here and find which year you're in. Because we're in year 13 in our example, we will work out of this column. There's also visiting lions on the right-hand side of this that have their own separate values. So if any of the lions are in here, you'll be working with different roles than are on the main chart. But on the main chart, there's three real elements that you need to pay attention to. There's the purple line that runs from one lion to another. That indicates who the mother of the lion is. As you can see here, both Taka and Mufasa have the same mother, therefore they are siblings, which could come into play. There's the blue and purple names, which indicate whether the lion is male or female. And then there's the actual color of each square. A empty square, like Mohatu in year 3, for example, indicates the lion is dead. There's unborn cubs, adults, kings, and absent. Absent lions also score 0 since they're not present. And unborn cubs don't get a point themselves, however they give a point to their mother, as stated in one of the rules here. So in the case of Mufasa in year 1, for example, Mufasa would get 0, but Uru would get 1. Or +1 to their score, which we'll break down here in a moment. So what we need to do is take each of the names that are actually on the module and find out what each lion actually is. So Simba is king, because if we look at column 13 and come down to Simba, their background is yellow, and yellow is indicated as king. Do that for each of the lions and you'll determine what they are. One's a visitor, one's absent, and so on. Again, dead, absent, and unborn cubs do not get entitlement, so you could tell your diffuser at this point to set those three names to 0. Next thing you need to do is get the base entitlement for everyone else that's actually alive and present. So what we do is we take these top 6 rules in the entitlement section and we start applying them. The king always gets 10, which Simba has. Adult siblings of the king get 7. This is a very rare case. In year 5, Taka and Mufasa get it. In year 16, Kiana and Kiara get it. And then in year 15, Mahitu and Simba get it. Other than those 3 instances, this rule doesn't really apply. Another weird situation is the cub siblings of the king get 4 units. This should never actually apply, as anytime there's a king with a sibling, their sibling is never a cub. I'm not sure why this rule is here. Generally, adults are going to get 5, cubs will get 3, and visitors will get 1, which you can see our adults got 5 and our visitor got 1 along the bottom. Next up is the indicator bonus. This is the first bonus you'll need to apply. This only applies if you have lit indicators. You need to take the letters from that lit indicator. In our case, we are working with S, N, and D because that's the lit indicator on our bomb. And you're only considering the first letter of the lion's name. So Ronnie, we would only consider R. That is not in S, N, or D, so they get no bonus. M is not there, no bonus. S, however, is there. Therefore, Simba will get an indicator bonus, and it's going to be 4 because he's the king. Adult siblings would get 3, and so on. Because Nala has an N in their name, they would get an indicator bonus of 1 because they are female. Serial number bonus is similar, however, you're considering all letters in the lion's name. Serial number in this case contains C, F, and M, so we will use those letters. The only lion that has any of these letters in their name is Simba with the M, so he will get a serial bonus of 1. Now there is a confusing bit to this where, for example, if you had Nala and you had an A in your serial number, would you apply that once or twice? You would actually only apply it once. Once you use a serial letter, it's used for that person's name. However, if your serial number had 2 A's in it, then you would apply that serial number letter here once, then apply it again a second time, so they would actually get a bonus of 2 in that situation. This is probably what trips people up the most. Next up is the unborn cubs, which in our example we had none, but again, if we look at a previous example, in year 13, if Keon was present, we would actually give the point to Nala because that line runs down. So that's just a 1-point bonus. At that point, you total up all of your entitlement. So 10 plus 4 plus 1 is 15, and 5 plus 1 is 6, and so on. And then you total all of the entitlement. So 1 plus 15 plus 6 plus 5 gives you 27. And from here, you need to work out the percentages of each entitlement. So you'll divide 1 by your 27, and that will give you 3. 15 divided by 27 gives you 55, and so on. Now you'll notice this adds up to 98% only, and we need 100%. What you do to get that extra 2% is involve the lead huntress, which is the name that was given to you in red. So because Nala is the lead huntress, the diffuser told us Nala has the red background, they would get the excess, or the remainder. So because 98% is 2% away from 100, you would give Nala that 2%. If this was 95, you would give them 5, and so on. Finally, you add this lead huntress bonus to your regular portion, and that gives you your final portion, which should always add up to 100%. These are the numbers you'll need to provide to your diffuser to enter into the module. So you would let them know that Ronnie has 3, Simba has 55, Nala has 24, Fatani has 18. They would then validate that and read it back. And we'll see that from their perspective here now. Once your expert has prepared a solution, begin by setting all dead or absent lions to 0. Once you have the right amount of lions left, your job will be to increase or decrease each lion to the appropriate percentages. This can be done by clicking on the lion's name and clicking the plus or minus buttons located in opposite corners. The bottom left button will submit, so avoid that until ready. We'll input our values here and give you an idea of what it looks like. You can also hold in the button for fast increases or decreases if the number is far away. Once everything is entered, double check all your values are correct and hit the submit button. And that should be everything you need to solve Lion's Share. It is a tricky module, a bit of practice will go a long way, and just take your time and be careful as mistakes are pretty hard to track with a module like this. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you have any comments or feedback, feel free to leave a comment in the video down below, or if you need to message me on Discord, you can find my username on the screen. Thank you all, and have a great day.